Jynxzi has become one of the most popular streamers on Twitch, averaging over 100,000 viewers back in January, and ranking #1 on the site for subscribers for multiple months in a row, while also streaming with some of the most recognizable people in the space, including Sketch, Queso, and Moist Critical. However, despite the promising career that Jynxzi was building, there were multiple controversies which resulted in the eventual decline of his reputation. Everything from heated beef with other creators, to getting exposed for gooning to other girls by his ex-girlfriends. It's Jynxzi, and these are the many controversies that ruined Jynxzi's reputation.
the gooning thing is hilarious. I think it's funny because I mean, if I'm in a relationship, I would goon. That's weird, but I think that is funny to me. That's funny, but I mean, Jynxzi has been through a lot this year, a lot of stuff. It hasn't stopped me from watching, but let's see the decline that he's talking about.
Before Jynxzi would create the Twitch channel we all know today, he would have a channel called I Sweat Games, where he would stream himself playing Rainbow Six Siege, Fortnite, and also NBA 2K. However, after streaming for quite a while, this channel wouldn't take off as he had hoped, and the Jynxzi channel was born. Jynxzi's Twitch channel would be created on January 24th of 2019, where he would decide to dedicate nearly all—
That's crazy, 2019? That's crazy. That's not like usually people stream for longer if we're gonna blow up. It hasn't been that long for them.
All his content to Rainbow Six Siege. In fact, the first year that Jynxzi was streaming on Twitch, he would only average 5 viewers, but still stayed consistent to his grind. During 2020, Jynxzi would devote more time to streaming, and over time, his efforts would begin to pay off. Jynxzi would start averaging over 100 viewers, and while that doesn't seem like much compared to now, it was a massive increase from the 5 average viewers he was getting the year prior.
Yeah.
And while he was known to be pretty good at the game, it was clear that his rage moments would resonate extremely well with his fans. Jynxzi would begin posting videos on YouTube and TikTok in mid to late 2020, with the hope to get even more traction to his Twitch streams. Not only would he post rage compilations, but he would also make tutorials and settings videos, which would do pretty decent for a channel of his size at the time. Staying consistent to this would end up helping him out, as during the entirety of 2021, Jynxzi would average around 1,000 viewers. Then in 2023, Jynxzi's viewership would begin to explode out of nowhere, as many clips of him would go mega viral across social media, and people would begin flooding into his stream. 10,000 viewers would turn into 30,000, which would then turn into 100,000 average viewers in early 2024. Jynxzi was at the top of the internet.
I mean, yeah. I mean, literally, well, I started watching Jynxzi because I got Rainbow Six Siege. And I was seeing the clips before, because I saw the clip they just posted of him becoming that pulse. Then I seen a bunch of clips raging. So I started watching Jynxzi because I got to Rainbow Six Siege. But even without that, I mean, Jynxzi's still hilarious to me. Jynxzi's still funny.
Collaborating with some of the biggest streamers like Queso and Sketch, and also starting an extremely successful podcast which would feature the likes of Moist Critical, Aiden Ross, and Sneeko. However, it was also during 2024 where Jynxzi would end up making decisions which would spark a downward spiral of his reputation, all stemming from his new girlfriend at the time who went by the name of Brecky Hill. Jynxzi would begin to—
Yeah, I already know how this is gonna go. I already know how this is gonna go. I already know what they're about to say about Brecky, because that whole relationship was just so much stuff going on, bro. So much stuff going on. I like Jynxzi, one of my favorite content creators, but it was so much stuff going on with that. First of all, they kept on breaking up, getting back together, and then Jynxzi would post himself crying, which I'm not against, men crying, but he shouldn't do that consistently in a space where, you're looked up by people. Like, you should be doing that. And then on top of that, like, bro, she's a OnlyFans model, bro. Like, that already in itself was gonna get people talking anyway.
dating Brecky Hill in early 2024 shortly after meeting her. In fact, they even mentioned that the first time they spoke to each other in person was on Jynxzi's stream. It was clear from the beginning that there was some kind of chemistry between them, and the parasocial fans just ate up this content.
Shitty stick it in her plasma pink, romantic cat face, BTW sit on my face till I suffocate.
Oh my god.
Skip cheered 600 bits.
Jynxzi and Brecky would continue making content together over the—
So like you gotta get—
I'm not an emotional guy, not like that. If that situation was happening, I would have talked to Clicks, but like not off the rip. Like, I probably would have waited some time before I talked to him, because that's kind of insane to talk to him, you know, maybe like a couple of hours and like just after that. So I probably would have waited a little bit and talked to him.
Give me like a day to talk. I'm the same way as you.
I need a day.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't talk right away.
I need to sleep.
Yeah, I gotta like really like sleep on it. Like, don't come at me trying to fix things right away. I'm the same way as you, and everyone knows that. I'm like, that's just something that I feel like if I'm your boy, I'm not posting that. So, but I said that, but I didn't know that there was no sincere apology.
Around this time, Clix would also start spreading information about Brecky on podcasts, and explains how after she stopped dating his filmer, she instantly started dating Jynxzi a week after they broke up.
Dang.
Yeah, so my homie, he was my filmer, right? His name is Xavier. He was dating Brecky for like a year and a half. Yep. Broke up, next day, dating Jynxzi.
You said what?
Like,
You said
the
next day?
next, probably within the week.
That's insane. So that
was
means
dating.
she was already chopping it up with him before.
And the thing is I introduced Jynxzi to Brecky. Because Brecky asked me. And it's like,
Dang.
that's the only hate. Like, it's nothing else than that, bro. It's just like me backing up my homie.
Speculations would begin to arise that maybe the reason Clix posted this picture in the first place was to shine a light on Brecky, and maybe even show Jynxzi that she's not the innocent girl that he thinks. However, Jynxzi clearly wouldn't take the hint and challenged him.
But his thing, if I understand that, you know, that is something that a good friend would do. But if you're gonna do that off stream. Why are you making that public? Like, that's what I'm saying. Because I see that. I mean, yeah, OnlyFans. But anyway, if I'm Clix, I'm gonna tell Jynxzi to the side, like, yo, I don't think she's good for you, big dog, or something like that. That's a private conversation. That's not something to be publicized. Now, yeah, that's just something you don't publicize that. You just don't publicize that. You don't.
To a boxing match. Nothing would actually come of this boxing match, as Clix would ultimately back down due to him not wanting to miss out on Fortnite tournaments, which was his priority. He would end up explaining all this on stream.
This is the issue, bro. If I had the time and this was my full focus, I'd win. I'd have my mother's life if I put my full focus, bro. My mindset is my full focus. But why the am I gonna throw my FNCS, my FNCS Globals, which is the main stage? After FNCS Globals, we have OG season. I'm leaking. We have OG season FNCS, which is gonna be the most viewerships. It's gonna be just like last one, especially with FNCS. Veno has to go to EU. I have some plays in the making. I'm not gonna say anything. We have a busy year. We have the busiest year ever, bro. Why the am I fighting? I'm fighting over for ego. I'm fighting over ego. I'm literally fighting over ego. I'm fighting over. It's not. The thing is, it's not even boxing. Boxing is a sport. It's like a good sportsmanship. This is fighting of two streamers who have egos going at it over a girl that's not my girl. So that being said, I'm not doing it within the next couple months.
Despite this drop,
That's funny because, like, over Fortnite, like, me wanting to troll is me wanting to say, really, Clix, you don't do that over Fortnite? But, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that's Clix's main focus right now. I mean, he's a Fortnite streamer, unfortunately. So, he plays Fortnite. That's what he does. So, him doing that makes sense. I mean, he gonna put all his focus to Fortnite. I mean, that's his main source of income, and that's how he knows it's gonna pop. So, I mean, that's ultimately what he has to do. Now, there wasn't a side to the boxing argument that I don't know if he's gonna say or what, but they was trying to make the rules and stuff, and Clix was kept on dodging it and weaving it. So it is what it is. But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the nigga plays Fortnite. That's all he plays. So that's his main focus. Why would he fight somebody over a girl that's not his, even though he made a mistake? Yeah, but I mean, he plays Fortnite.
being pretty massive and spreading throughout the entire internet, it wouldn't be the only one at that time.
Oh,
Jynxzi
God.
has had multiple other girls on
Oh,
the stream in the
God.
past, with one of the most notable ones being Cassie. Cassie was a TikToker with a pretty small following, and reached out to Jynxzi's
God.
lead moderator to try and get on stream with Jynxzi. Surprisingly, she was actually able to do so, and there would be a bunch of videos posted about the couple either playing games,
Good job, Daddy.
Whoa.
or in some other cases, hanging out in real life. However, Cassie would over time decide to stop talking to Jynxzi for the simple reason that she couldn't deal with the immense amount of hate coming from his community. She would then go on to call his girlfriend a bop and spread the narrative all over TikTok, until Jynxzi would respond to the situation on his live stream and ultimately end the beef between them.
Guys, Cass.
It's not what's under the tree that matters.
Jesus.
It's who's around it.
He never actually gave a fuck about me, and at the end of the day, I was getting used for views and Twitch clout. I'll just tell you guys.
That's ironic.
Like fully rewind. I literally met her through Hive Eyes. So she is a full-on fucking leech. She's like, oh, I see Jynxzi does streams with girls, and I want to do a stream. So we did a stream, right? We did a stream, okay? Like, you know, obviously it's funny, whatever. You guys thought it was funny, great. Did a couple streams, and then like, she acted like she cared or had any interest in me and liked me, but 95% of our conversations, or 90% of our conversations, was on a stream, bro. Then, this is the part where like, I knew deep down that like she was a snake and a leech the entire time. When she told me that she couldn't deal with hate and stuff from my like community in my chat. But why would you get involved? Why would you get involved in the first place if you couldn't fucking deal with it? That makes no sense whatsoever.
Besides all the signs of people calling Brecky a bop, Jynxzi wouldn't even consider that as a possibility. However, everything would come crumbling down in September of 2024. Over the time span of Jynxzi and Brecky's relationship, she would become an extremely controversial figure in his community. Fans would often get frustrated when Jynxzi would skip a day of streaming to spend time with her, and they would often begin calling her a bop, since if you guys don't know, she's also one of the top OnlyFriends models in the world. Many of Jynxzi's fans would tell him that Brecky was only using him for clout and to promote her adult content, since when they started dating, Jynxzi was the most popular streamer in the world, and as Jynxzi's viewers began to drop, she would end up breaking up with him. The first breakup would be only a couple months after they started dating. The reason being was that Jynxzi was trying to prioritize his streaming career and couldn't fit a girlfriend in his schedule. Despite this seeming like a final decision, Jynxzi would end up getting back together with Brecky only a couple days after their first breakup, and they would begin making content together as if nothing ever happened. This was the first time Jynxzi's viewers would lose respect for him, and honestly, he was just letting this girl walk right over him, until they would end up breaking up again only a couple months later. And then they would get back together again, and then break up again. But the final time they would actually break up would be the most insane yet, in which Jynxzi would completely expose himself to everyone.
So I think cheating and disloyalty would be like watching, you know, videos that you shouldn't watch, like while you're in a relationship. And I think you guys know the type of videos I'm talking about. I'm on like Twitch, so I'm trying to not like say, but like I watched you know, like those videos, like corn.
I'm sorry, but it's just funny, bro. Like, it's just funny. It's just so ironic how the girl that you're going out with is one of the top earning OnlyFans models. That she literally makes money off people gooning. Like, that's what she does. And her boyfriend is such a gooner that he was doing things when she wasn't there, and that made her break up with them. That's just funny to me. I'm sorry, but that's just really ironic to me. That's just funny.
While I was in a relationship multiple times, like that was like for months of the relationship, and then when she eventually found out, it was like there was just a...
But like I'm sorry, but one, I just wouldn't let niggas know that. I'm sorry, but if I am a generational gooner like how Jynxzi is, I'm sorry, but that takes a lot of confidence to come on stream and say that. Because I don't gotta tell you why, in my opinion. I'm just gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna say, yo, we're done. Now, if Brecky wants to go on her OnlyFans, I guess, and say why, she can say why. I'm not gonna address it because that's just nasty for me to say it. Jynxzi got confidence, man.
Hole in the relationship, and I like things were never like really perfect after that. Not only that, like I would watch like specific videos to where like there was like screenshots of videos that I watched, and like she eventually like would like found out about that. Like,
but like I want to know how did she, like, if Jynxzi's already talking, might as well say, like, how did she find out? Like, did he like, you know what, Brecky, I gotta tell you this. I'm so sorry. Like, this is what he did. Like, how did she find screenshots? Like, did she have that nigga's phone? First of all, if she had your phone and she found it, you're crazy for not closing it out. But like, how did she find it? How did she find the screenshots? And how did she find out about it?
She didn't want to, but she did. And then I Like, it broke my heart to see that I hurt her. And that's like something where like I'll probably never I'll probably never forgive myself for that.
After this clip was out, nearly every streamer and commentator or YouTuber would give their 2 cents on the situation. Many of them were surprised that Jynxzi would actually say what he said. Some would try to support him like Stable Ronaldo.
If you got broken up with because you jerk off to porn, when you don't break up with her when she has an OnlyFans, I don't understand.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I'm sorry, but you the way that you're making yourself so highly when you have a OnlyFans, I don't understand. Like, bro, Brecky has a OnlyFans where she goes off showing her body to millions of people publicly. So the fact that Jynxzi was acceptable of that is just what most niggas aren't acceptable of. I'm sorry, but most people aren't going to accept that. So, but you're breaking up with him because he's a top tier gooner. If she was a regular female, I would, be like, yeah, okay. But you're an OnlyFans model.
Is it not even fair ground? All you're doing is spanking your worm, bro. I'm confused.
And others would clown on him, including Kai Cenat.
Kai's so funny.
Like those videos, corn, while I was in. You was doing that. And I was the one watching like corn videos. So I had been watching corn since I was like 13 years old, and that's like a sick, disgusting addiction.
This entire situation, along with the one with clicks, would make Jynxzi's fanbase lose respect for him. When Jynxzi started dating Brecky in early 2024, he was at the peak of his career, averaging over 100,000 viewers and making some of the best content he'd ever made. To be honest, getting in a relationship was probably the worst decision he could have made. All it did for him was make the parasocial fans more attached to him and Brecky as a couple, and then when they eventually broke up, many of them stopped watching. Not to mention the mental strain it seemed to have on him during the multiple breakups. It seemed to be really bad, and this would ultimately make his content worse as a result. Another reason why his viewers likely started to drop. If Jynxzi never ended up dating Brecky, where do you think he would be? Do you think he would still be the 100,000 viewer streamer he was at the beginning of the year? I personally think that while he likely wouldn't stay at 100,000 viewers consistently, he would still be close to the 60 to 70,000 viewer range. Jynxzi's now averaging less than 30,000 viewers, which, don't get me wrong, is still an insane amount of people, but it's much less than what he was averaging just a little under a year ago. If you guys enjoyed today's video, then do be sure to click the like button and also join my Discord server like I mentioned earlier. I agree with some things he said. I agree though. I think that the Brecky situation and the click situation, people have lost respect for him and they, dwindle down. Ultimately, I think that Jynxzi will go back to averaging about 40, 50K, I think. Him averaging 100, 70, 80K is hard to maintain just in general. Like, that's generally hard to maintain. I'm sorry. But unless you're somebody like Castanet or Glaze, you're not going to average that much. Now, I think Jynxzi, I agree. I think Jynxzi would have been averaging about 70, 60, 80, 90, nah. But 70, 60, yeah. But that Brecky thing was just bad for her. I mean, I just think that's why most streamers, when they get in relationships, they keep it private because stuff like this happens. And I mean, Jynxzi was making it so public that he felt the need to let niggas know why he broke up with her, which was kind of crazy. I mean, it's just, to me, it's funny. To me, it's funny. It's funny how it's just so ironic how your girlfriend makes OnlyFans content with the idea of people gooning to her, and her boyfriend is a top tier gooner, and you broke up with him because of that, instead of being vice versa. Because I mean, you make money off of that. It did what should have been Jynxzi's one of his first red flags was when he couldn't maintain streaming a girlfriend, but she should know that his stream should be first priority. Either way, I mean, a girlfriend is just hard to maintain in general. So I don't understand why she didn't really think that. I mean, nigga, Brecky, you don't have to do anything. You literally just show off your body for money.